Now, I'm not importing anything from any of the other... Oh, my mind's gone blank. Hi everyone, this is Reese's Trains, and this week we are in Train Sim, and I'm going to have a go at the built-in editor for the Railworks Train Sim, and if you wanted to put your own routes together, you can follow along with me, and we'll see how we get on. So, right, so first things first, you've got the build menu, so you just come in, gives you all the routes that are already available, the ones you've downloaded already. So for this instance, I'm going to use a completely new route. I'm not using the Doncaster route at all for this, so you can clone a route, you can edit a route, you can rename any, delete any, and back to the main menu. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click new route. I'm going to name it, let's say, test. Or something, yeah. Okay. I can set the ground texture set for whichever one. So, let's say, for example, let's use default, and then we'll give this a go. Once it's made, let's edit, and let's go into the editor, and then we'll have a little play with the editor. Right, so as you can see, once you get to the editor, as you can see, I've got a default terrain, so it's all completely flat. This we have here is a marker for free roam, which I believe is where you start free roam, camera will start. So just to quickly run through what everything is, so this is your object tools menu. So you've got buildings, you've got foliage, water, stations, buildings, people you can place in as well. You've got signals, all the station assets, bridges, sound effects, and other stuff as well. This menu, we've got tracks, roads, bricks, platforms, I guess that is, bridges again, but you can draw these out, but I'll go through that shortly. So when you got this loaded, so let's start. The first thing we want to do is create a track. So I'll just quickly run through what these are up here. So you got copy, paste, display, delete. You got a measure tool, undo, redo, selection, split, join, offset, weld tracks together, crossover, gradient, blend, and finally smooth gradient. I'm just recapping myself what all these are. So if we go into the tracks, you can see we've got a variety of tracks here. Now, I'm not importing anything from any of the other... Oh, my mind's gone blank. Any of the other DLCs or anything. We're just going to use what is in the editor. So let's use Oxford Concrete as an example. So you've got your speed limit here. This is, I believe this should be in miles an hour, but you can set it for kilometers as well. You can set it as a main line, you can set it as a yard, passenger or freight. You can electrify it if wish, so you'd have to place in the electric wires. But for this, we're not going to create any electric wires. This is just going to be a single track, so let's get making. So we'll start here. And you can see it curves, but if I hold down the control key, I've got a straight line. So let's just create a sample straight line. So you can see now I've got a track. And if we move here, for instance, do the same thing. Hold shift again, it goes straight down. Then we've got two pieces of track here already. And you could also, let's create a junction. I can create a junction here. You see a switch has come up, so create a junction there. I could create, let's see, I could do another one here, around about here. But it goes in reverse. As you can see, click. And then what we'll do here is we'll make this, you can also link them so that it creates another junction here. So as you can see, it's a single track again. If I wanted to expand the track, for instance, I could, is this the one I used? Was it New Oxford? Okay, yeah, I was using this one. I just had to recap. My mind just drew a blank for a second. So what I could also do is, if you got to make sure when you're doing crossovers that the tracks are nearly exactly leveled. So if they're not level, for instance, you can go to the gradient and then you can adjust the level. For instance, the height of the track, make it steep. You can make it very steep. You can bring it right down. But it's important that you don't want to make it too steep, otherwise, you know, the train will climb up very slowly unless you want to plan something, create something that is really uphill. So, just to show you a crossover, I think this is the one I used. I don't think it really matters which one I use, really. I say this is just for demonstration purposes. What I tend to use, I just tend to use passenger, and then kind of cross about halfway through, and then link it up on the other side, although the track is a bit too short for this. So let's go a bit further down. So, link, halfway down, and then we should be able to, in fact, let me do that again. Let's get a bit too wide. Let's go for about halfway. I'm not setting the speed limits, but typically when you do a crossover, the speed limit will be about 20-30 miles an hour. Very slow indeed, just for safety. And if we do that, you can see I've created not the neatest crossover in the world, but I've created a crossover so trains can get to the other side. So that's pretty cool in that. And there's a track down there, as you can see. Create a straight track, create a curve, I can do this, that. I could be creative about it. You could do a lot with it. You can play around with the different tracks as well. Now, something else I'll show you is, let's see if we can, let's put some markers in. So I'm just gonna make this up. Let's say this here is a station. Let's say this is platform 1, platform 2, platform 3. So I can put a marker in, and then the game will show up that there's a platform here. We'll make it quite large. Not really bothered. So let's say I'll do test station platform 1. When you put the name in here, it will show up in gameplay as test station platform 1. So let's put this in, and as you can see on here, we now have test station platform 1. So this is just your sample station. I could put another marker in for platform 2. Oh, make platform 2 just a tad smaller. Test station platform 2. Let's do another one here. This is just example. And then we'll make this test station platform 3. As you can see in the corner here. Right. What you want to do is select the area you want your platform to be. Now, just be aware, sometimes when using this it can get pretty glitchy, and I've tried it a few times and it did end up crashing my game, so just something to watch out for. So what we want to do is select the area of the platform. We now want to create an offset. So let's see if I can figure out how to do this then. So what's good to note here is, where you can see the offset here is, you want it to be slightly off the platform, but you need to keep adjusting to ensure it fits with the track well. So it's one of those things of having to play around here. So now what we're going to do is go to a platform. So let's say, for example, for this demonstration, let's use this. Now, as you can see, obviously that's come out a bit too far, but what I can do, I can go for a larger one. There we go, it works out pretty nicely. Again, this is just only demonstration purposes. And then, even though it might be a bit, you know, off, what I can do is adjust the height, so then it's suited for the train. And then it'd be a matter of getting it rotated. Again, as I say, this is just for demonstration purposes, to get the correct angle, if that makes sense. So, say for this one, obviously I would set a lower speed limit here, but this is just demonstration purposes. Same again, we'll go for another platform, we'll go for something similar. Oh, lost it. Need to click on it again, right. Let me do that again. From there to there. Let's offset. And then we need to... And there we go, we've got a platform here as well. And yet again, you kind of get the idea. We're just kind of adjusting that to the height of the train doors. One error I did make when trying to plan some of my own routes is trying to get the correct height, which could sometimes be in itself tricky. We'll do this one right quick. Now, if I can remember how to do it. Again, select. We want to offset it. Just this little icon here. And you have a platform. And let's again adjust this to the correct height. As I say, I know it's not perfect. Oh, just in the track here, don't want to do that. I know it's not perfect, it's just demonstration, but this is kind of getting an idea how to insert track, create junctions, and there you go. This is just demonstration purposes here, and as you can see, it's automatically generated an end platform here. As I say, it's not perfect, it's just demonstration, but yeah, I hope you like my first attempt at creating a custom route in Railworks Train Sim, and I hope you've been able to follow through as well through my demonstrations. I hope you've learned something out of it. So I know it's been brief, but I hope that's helped. I hope to do one of these again soon, so I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.